hostage.
That's right. It's not for people like that's right. No, I'm
like only the
positive
Queen
that
of England can get it. The
That's
bureaucracy
that's
behind the
crazy, dude.
bullshit.
I heard it's like
That's a good
sailing
one.
or something really accessible and free.
Yeah.
And the whole
And
like
that's
industry is protecting
Just
the
protecting
secret.
it.
I'm like, not yet, not yet. Because they're making too much money.
I mean, it's amazing. My uncle is a
But the money's not
doctor.
in the cure, right? The money's in the long-term treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My uncle's internal medicine doctor, and this is the most he's ever talked to me with this diagnosis, because this is finally something is interesting.
You guys have some
But
common.
he's not into kids, but this is fascinating him. But he said that when Bush, I forget which one, stem cell blocked something, he said all the doctors were like, oh my God.
That's Junior.
Is Junior, right?
Yeah,
Most recent
W.
one.
Who blocked stem cell research.
That's right.
And he said all the doctors were so disappointed.
And then they had to get rid of the labs that had the existing tissue, had to get rid of the existing tissue. Yeah, I'm not.
That's the first time I really even cared about that story, was
Yeah.
because it affects my life too. And then I was listening to my uncle say it, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
so this is why politics is really important to pay attention to, because this affects everyone's life.
Yeah, and do you remember, so back during President FDR, right, so people, there was this sense, global sense, in the United States, of like supporting vaccines because they saw our president with polio in a wheelchair, right? So, so there was this collective, of course we need to do this, we have to protect one another, this community, this strong sense of community, going back to like 9/11, right? Until you see something happen, this is again why stories matter, right? I don't know what it's like to have a massive brain tumor, but I can empathize from what I've seen my patients and my family members and other strangers go through. And I think that's why, the vaccine is about herd immunity. You need to have at least 95% and above to protect all of society. And so
Those doctors need to come to the show at Symphony Space and get a little. Oh well, Jeannie's going to announce it when we're exiting, but she's got a show where she's introducing her book.
I'm all about comedy.
Doctor
You know I
should
am.
be
You
here.
know I am. But yeah, this is why I love these kind of formats. It's cross sectional.
Yes, it
You know,
is, yeah.
I met you at a women's conference
I
on
know.
media. Otherwise, how else? I mean, I love comedy. I watch it at home and I go to comedy shows. But to have these type of meaningful
But
conversations.
you also reached out to me.
I
See,
did.
that's the thing, is like,
did.
I think that's where it comes across the aisle. That's why I'm so glad you put that in the beginning about your relationship with your doctor and trying to talk to them and how you felt initially sheepish and then you overcame that, because I think that's where it really begins, is like the patient-doctor relationship.
Absolutely.
And where it needs to change. I mean, we could talk
Yeah.
about insurance
Yeah.
and what they're doing with insurance and affordable health care and everything, but where it really begins is, can you talk to me as a human being?
Yeah. You're right. I reached out, but you know what? You contact me back. You're a celebrity in my eyes, right? I'm I reached out and you wrote back, but not everyone does, probably because you think I was yet another freakish fan, but
I appreciate anyone in another profession that takes interest in mine and then wants to have the dialogue.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the most important thing. That's why, and we do have to unfortunately come to a close. I could talk to Jeannie. Can you come back, please?
I would be honored. Like, there's so much that we can talk about.
There's so much, because I want to delve more.
Your hot topics, I'm all prepared.
Yeah. I mean, if you want, we could go over one more. There was I'll give you guys a pick of the last one, because we can't go over all of them, but,
Dodge a stroke?
well, dodge a stroke is one. It's about
runners in pregnancy?
being a black man and realizing you dodged a bullet and then you got to dodge a stroke. There's
39.
female runners in pregnancy, which I thought Jeannie would find
Oh,
interesting.
that was a good one.
And then there's increasingly unaffordable health care, or how gender neutral Barbie dolls.
What?
Oh, I guess it's gender neutral Barbie dolls.
You didn't even get to that one.
Jeannie's
didn't
like,
get to
can
that
we
one
please
either.
not?
No, I do have
You
gender
have
neutral.
kids. Do you
I have something to say about gender neutral.
Okay.
already. Okay. So when I was a kid, my mom would not allow me to have Barbie because she felt, and my mother was of the Ellen Alda, Marlo Thomas, Frida B, you and me, do not socialize girls as girls and boys as girls. Girls can play with trucks and boys can play with dolls. and we're free to be you and me, right? It was back in the day, before all this PC stuff, but it was when people started looking at, ostracizing little girls because they wanted to play ball, and ostracizing little boys because they wanted to play with dolls, and they were saying, you don't have to do that. So my mother thought that Barbie was sexist because of the way her proportional body was, and she thought she didn't want me to idolize that kind of body and think there was something wrong with me for not having it. So this is the way that my mother thought. But what I could get was a Barbie family called the Sunshine Family. And the Sunshine Family, they were gender neutrals.
Wow.
The dad had long hair.
This was back.
Google it. Anyone listening out there? Google the Sunshine Family.
The Sunshine.
And they had a van.
Oh,
They had
of
a
course they
VW van, and they had kids. They had 2 kids, and the boy had long hair. And it wasn't
like a
as
partridge
general neutral as the
family.
ones that you had pictures of in the article.
I'm guessing Mattel didn't make
But
the sunshine.
This is coming back
Yeah.
because now it's a little bit more like something else is on it, which I'm also very opinionated about. Which everyone will hate me if I say it on the podcast, which is probably not going to sell any books. But anyway, the point is that there was a Sunshine Family, Barbie family in the 70s, in maybe 1980. I don't know, but I was allowed to have the Sunshine Family because my mom really felt like it was okay.
Yeah.
And but the Barbie didn't have any boobs. She was like double mastectomy
How did
Barbie.
How did that?
Doing a little breast cancer material
Yeah.
here.
Love it.
I'm reading the room, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That goes. That flies. So was the I don't know why I just did Vinnie Barbarino.
Hey,
Hey, you want to do a mastectomy joke?
Mr. Carter.
But so out of the mastectomy joke into an offensive Italian personality.
Love it.
But I had that same thing with as a kid. You know what? Barbie dolls. I just didn't play like. I had Barbie dolls. I had a share. I always say this. I had a share Barbie doll that I made into a man. It just works for me. And then I didn't really have dolls. Like I couldn't sleep with the Barbie doll. You know how kids like had that thing. And
They poke you?
but I always felt like I was supposed to have a teddy bear or sleep like as a girl. I remember thinking I would try it because I knew as a kid this is what I'm supposed to do, right? I'm supposed to sleep with a doll or something, and then I would end up tossing that. I was like, you're taking up space in the bed, which is why I don't have kids, I guess, to this day.
Well, I was gonna say something. I read a long time ago.
Long
Somebody
journey.
said that girls who didn't play with, like, I never had a baby doll. Were probably not gonna be mothers. Like, I was never like, I grew up with Barbie. I love Barbie. I don't know if it's an immigrant thing. I love Barbie, and I never thought I wasn't Barbie. Like I didn't need a Latino Barbie to think that I was Barbie. Like
I played with Barbies at my friend's house.
I love
Barbies,
Barbie,
so-
but I love Barbie. But this is the message I got from Barbie. I wasn't concerned with her body because I was a kid. I just thought that women had boobs, and I just thought her shape wasn't a thing that I was like. Sometimes we say, "Oh, kids." I don't think kids are that. I loved her clothes. I loved her shoes, and I loved her
you didn't make
Corvette.
Barbie hump Ken.
No,
So-
my Ken. Believe it or not. Okay, now we're
'Cause
dating
I had them
ourselves.
humping. I didn't understand why.
You're allowed-
You should
Wait,
have brought
you're-
G.I. Joe into that.
No, my Ken.
Thanks.
My Ken was a Donny Osmond. I had a Donny Osmond.
Oh my god.
That was my Ken, and I had a Marie too. Marie was my first. I had a Marie, and when she went from long hair to bob, I cut her hair.
Cher could have joined your party.
Yeah, Cher could have joined, but then I always get a Barbie every year. I love Barbie, and I get now the body dysmorphia, but I never saw that.
I did.
I
My
never saw
mother
any of
was
that.
already like,
Yeah, they
but
were
I
putting-
was
they put
all,
that in
I was
your
all
head.
over. But I had friends that had like a trunk of Barbies.
Yes.
And the Malibu
The
Dream
camper,
House and the
yes.
pool.
I remember
I
the
love
moment,
the Malibu Dream House.
It was like cribs over
See,
there.
I remember the
Barbie
moment
cribs.
that I saw my uncle's race cars, hot cars or whatever. I didn't even understand.
Remember those.
Matchbox.
Thank you. I didn't. It's funny because I can't even think of the name, but back then
Hot
he had a
Wheels.
case of Hot Wheels,
Yeah,
cars,
Hot Wheel Match.
and I was so excited.
Yeah.
And then I would race them my mom, we had a marble floor back then, that's when we had money. And I would race these cars on there. And my mom, had to move. She's like, go ahead and race it on the marble floor. I don't care. We're
Nice.
moving anyway. And she was like, but I was like, this is the best. How come no one ever gave me this for Christmas? I don't understand. And then
Right.
my uncle was like, he took my other uncle, not the doctor one, but the other one. But he was like, you like racing cars? He goes, I'll get you some more cars. And I
That's
grew
awesome.
up loving cars, and
Yeah.
I was like, I loved the Z28. But I had to seek that. It was weird. It wasn't given
we're
to me.
socialized differently, isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember growing up with dolls. I'm pretty sure my mom and dad bought me dolls, but they also bought me Legos. And then as we got older, like the Transformers. And then my brother came along, my younger brother. But we all kind of shared in our toys and played with kind of all of them.
Do you feel like this is sort of like putting this on kids, though? This
Yes.
gender neutral Barbie is too much to put on a child?
I think it's too much.
I think that we are putting way too much pressure on the kids
Yeah.
right now to identify. I think that we should just let them be free to be you and me, like they, back in the day.
Let
Marla
them
Thomas,
be.
baby.
Because I'm telling you, this is the situation. So, I'm at a family reunion, okay, and my sister and I are talking. Now we have kids, right? So her kid was in 5th grade, and I have kids, and so one of the kids in her son's class, and this is a thing, was, identifying as a girl, a boy who was like, I was in a girl's body. And so she was saying about how the kid, had to leave the school to go to a school that was a special camp with other kids that were like this, with days of kids who are like, 10, 11 years old. So I just was reminded, now, okay, it's a thing, I know, but we might be making it more of a thing than it actually is, because when I was a kid, my sister and I were born like, we're like Irish twins, right? We were right bam bam next to each other. I'm older, but my sister did all the opposite things that I did, and I was kind of girly. Even though when I think back, I was, I was doing a lot of like boy things like athletically, but I was like into ballet. I had like the paper dolls. I had paper dolls. I had, dolls and things like this. And so my sister went the other way, and she also, as she saw the world that men were more powerful than women, and she wanted to be a boy. So she said that she was a boy. She got, had my mom cut, she didn't like her hair brushed, so she got a buzz cut, like a boy cut. We're Catholic, so when it came time to receive First Communion, she wouldn't wear the bride dress, she wanted to wear a suit, okay? She was like, I wanna be a boy. She liked sports, she had all friends who were boys, she was a, leader of the boy gang in the neighborhood or whatever. And then, when she was in, later in middle school and high school, she started, embracing her femininity. She started saying, I like being a girl, but she retained that element of, I'm a leader, I'm good at math and science, I'm doing all that stuff that was, I thought as a child, was not okay to do as a girl. It wasn't okay to wear pants to your First Communion. It wasn't okay, like, so socially, but my mother was like, wear a suit, whatever makes you happy.
Right.
Because, she was like, it was not like I have to choose between what sex I am or what I identify
It
as.
wasn't a gender identity issue.
It wasn't her identity, and I think that by going so PC and saying, oh, you're trans, that's what, if you're a boy, you're trans, so you have to go to a different school.
Right.
It's like, I'm not saying it's not a thing, but I'm saying it's way less of a thing, is less common than we're making it out to be, because there used to be like, I'm sorry if I'm offending
No,
you
no,
here,
it's
just-
but there
it's
used to be
just-
2 like surgery reassignment centers in the US, and now there's like
Colorado and like.
yeah, and now
Yeah.
there's like hundreds. So what happened? Did we?
Someone said, I walked by someone yesterday on the street. By the way, if you walk down the street in Harlem, you'll get more material in like 5 minutes from just conversations than anywhere else in the universe, I swear to God. But I think he was young, gay man, he was like, listen, let me tell you, he's like, you can get, it's now part of taxes. Like trans getting their surgery? Is the tax, like, I think we
Right
have to
up.
pay for that.